Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin joins me this morning. Good to have you here, Governor.
Hey, great to be on with you this morning.
All right, so you are not on board with this new plan being proposed in the House to repeal and replace Obamacare. You're willing to work with them on this. So how did that conversation go yesterday with the Vice President?
Conversation went great. Mike Pence, now Vice President Pence, is an extraordinary guy. He is a good emissary. I know he's on the road. I know the President's on the road. The disagreement between us is remarkably small, and it has been. I think the conversation that I had that was taken out of context would imply a wide chasm. The important thing to understand is this. There is 100% agreement, 100% agreement among Republicans that there needs to be a repeal of Obamacare. That's what people don't focus on. They focus on the differences of opinion as to how we should replace it. And I think that's the rub, and I think that's where my comments and others have been weighing in. Senator Paul and others as well. Everyone has opinions as to what should replace it. So too does the Vice President. We had an extraordinarily good conversation. I think we're in complete agreement that there's three parts to how this is going to be done. The reconciliation process, companion legislation, and then frankly there's going to be a lot of it done through administrative regulations and procedures. And so I am confident that we are in complete agreement as to what this should look like at the very end of it. How we get there is going to be the conversation in the weeks immediately
and that's
ahead.
the big question. I think the concern among many people is, Republicans have had 7-8 years to try to come up with a plan. They've been talking about repealing that law for that number of years, and now we're here, and there doesn't seem to be an agreement on how to move forward here, and that the alternative to not coming together on this is that the American people are left with Obamacare. Do you think that ultimately Republicans can come together on this, and how do they do that? Because at this point it seems like it's going to be really tough.
Well, I tell you, it's interesting. If you had two people that are married, they don't agree on everything after the first maybe 6 minutes of marriage, let alone 435 grown adults in the U.S. House and 100 over on the Senate side. Of course there's going to be differences of opinion. This is America. That's the beauty of this process, a democratically constructed process. And so to that end, I think it's healthy, it's cathartic, it's appropriate that people be disagreeing. Do I think we can get to resolution in the end? You bet I do. Because there is 100% agreement that this needs to be repealed. Failure is not an option.
Right, quickly, I mean, you see it at the state level in Kentucky. What are you hearing from your constituents about what they want to have changed? How have they been personally impacted by Obamacare?
One of the real reasons, it's a good question you asked that, one of the real reasons we need to repeal and replace simultaneously is because states need to have control of the Medicaid portion of this particular process. There is, in Kentucky, nearly 1/3 of Kentuckians are on Medicaid. That is cost prohibitive in some respects. We need to have control over what percentage of the federal poverty level, what are the work requirements and or participation requirements of recipients. What we see and hear far and wide in Kentucky is that it is unsustainable. Something has to change. And this is something that we're going to be working on. It's why I'm working also with Secretary Price, in incoming CMS head Seema Verma. We're looking forward to working with her when she's appointed to be able to actually have state control of the Medicaid population. Kentucky and every other state need the very same thing.
Governor Bevin, hate to let you go here. It's such an important conversation. The debate will continue. Good to have you here.